Hello and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Our first guest with us here today is Beau. Beau is a beautiful, and you can see that here, just a beautiful Labrador Retriever Siberian Husky mix. He was actually just owner surrendered yesterday, so we're still kind of getting to know him a little bit better. He's got a lot of energy. And that's actually part of the reason why he was surrendered. The family who surrendered him to us had only had him for 3 months. They got him from another person. And apparently the other person had some allergies, I understand. But they lived in an apartment, and Beau is just a dog that has way too much energy to live in an apartment. He came to us already neutered, but he does not have any current vaccinations. So we're going to, of course, make sure that he gets all those vaccinations, including rabies vaccination and even heartworm tested before he goes home. So we're going to be doing that in the next day or two, but we'll continue or start to take applications on him starting today. So again, he just came in yesterday. His name is Beau. He's about 5.5 years old. We understand, we've been told from the owner that he's okay with bigger dogs, although I can't imagine much bigger than him, but he does not really like small dogs, so you definitely want to be cautious around him. And again, he's got a lot of energy, so someone taking him on a walk has to make sure that they can control him because, again, he's just a big fella here, as you can see. But just a beautiful coat. You can see that little husky tail there that wraps around there. But just a beautiful dog that really just needs a place where he can run and play. You know, if someone has a, can you sit? Can you sit? Oh, that's a good sit. If you have a place that has an enclosed yard to keep him safe and secure, or maybe someone, tell him, maybe someone that's very active and likes to go running. But again, it has to be someone that can control him and teach him, because he does need some basic commands and some probably reminding him of some of those, because he does so well and sit and everything. I bet you he does have some skills that we're just not really sure of yet. So again, just getting to know Beau. He is available here at the Ames Animal Shelter, and again, we'll make sure that he has complete vaccinations, heartworm testing, and everything by the time he's ready to go to his new forever home. And hopefully this one will be a forever home. Welcome to the Ames Animal Shelter cat room. We decided to change things up a little bit here today with our amazing video crew here and show you the cats actually in the cat room. We're very fortunate right now that we have a smaller animal population at this time of the year, which is quite amazing. We've had just some incredible adoptions, so we wanted to show you the cats here at the shelter inside the environment that their temporary home is right now. So let's take a look at the cats that we have available for adoption. And our first kitty you see here today is Fish Stick. Fish Stick came to us, was an owner surrender. Actually quite a sad situation here. Fish Stick, his owner is actually in a medical care facility for his own medical issues. And was no longer able to care for Fish Stick. You may remember Fuzzy Wuzzy and Fish Stick from a previous episode of Animals and Ames. Well, we're very fortunate to get Fuzzy Wuzzy adopted, and now we just have Fish Stick here that's waiting for his forever home. About 5 years old and front declawed. Fish Stick has now been with us for 41 days, so Fish Stick is looking for his forever home. And our next cat available for adoption here today is Kitsy. Kitsy is a 9-year-old owner-surrendered purebred ragdoll kitty. Kitsy is front declawed and has been with us for now 30 days waiting for his forever home. The owner had some personal issues and was unable to care for him anymore. So unfortunately had to make that hard, difficult decision to surrender Kitsy, but he is just a gorgeous cat. We think that he does need an experienced owner. He is front declawed, so he tends to be a little bit mouthier than he should be, but he is just a beautiful cat. Has been shaved a bit, so he'll be longer hair than what you see right now. It'll be closer to the hair that's up around the head. But if you could just see those beautiful eyes in the camera there. Come on, Kitsy. Kitty, 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 kitty. You'll see that he's just got the most beautiful blue eyes there. But he is available for adoption. You know, he's lived in a home all his life, and we want to make sure that he finds a home and is able to, you know, spend the rest of his life, and hopefully that'll be a long life, in a new home environment where they're going to be able to keep him the entire time and not have to surrender him to an animal shelter. So if you're interested here in Kitsy, come on down to the shelter and you can meet him. And our next guest today is Vortexia. She's about 4 years old. She originally came to us as a stray. She had a very serious leg injury that required the leg to be amputated. She was also a previous kitty on Animals and Names that we highlighted. After her surgery, she did go into a foster care home, and the foster mom says she's just kind of a fearful kitty that needs a very experienced home. She does have all of her claws. Well, at least on 3 legs that she has. And she's been back from her foster care home now for 33 days. So again, a very experienced home for her. She's not going to be a lap kitty until she gets to learn to trust her person and the family that she goes home with. So we would think for her that it'd probably be best a home that no small kids, you know, more experienced adults in the home. And maybe even a senior person that has the time and energy to bond with this beautiful kitty, Vortexia, and give her a home where she can live out forever. And again, just a beautiful kitty that had a very serious injury, and our friends at Somerset Vet Hospital was able to help us and help her recover from those injuries. And now she's waiting for her forever home here at the Ames Animal Shelter. And our next kitty today is Rhubarb. Rhubarb is about 1 year and 3 months old. He does have all of his claws. He was a transfer from the Animal Rescue League on April 8th. So he's been at the shelter now for 72 days. He has tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV, often referred to as feline AIDS. We're looking for an experienced home for Rhubarb. He's very active, although right now he's a little nervous. He's got a camera showing on him and lights, and we're talking about him, and he's got all kinds of things. So a different thing happening for him today. He's not too sure how to navigate this. But again, he's a very active cat. You know, he may calm down quite a bit in a home environment. It's really hard to make a judgment, and quite honestly, not fair to these kitties to make such a harsh judgment on them while they're here in a small metal box compared to being in a home environment. So hopefully Rhubarb will fit in really well with a new home. And again, he's been with us for 72 days now, so it'd be great to see him go into a new home. It looks like he just caught a little vision of fish stick over there, so he's saying hi to his buddies here in the shelter. So come on down. If you have experience with kitties, you think Rhubarb might be the kitty for you. Beautiful orange tabby with a white. Look at those stripes on the tail, just an amazing kitty that needs a forever home. So come on down to the Ames Animal Shelter. He does have all of his claws, and of course our policy is that we want to make sure that all the kitties that are adopted from here are never declawed. We also offer those free nail trims for life, so things to keep in mind when you adopt from the Ames Animal Shelter. All those claws can be trimmed by our staff here at any time. And there is absolutely no charge for that service if you adopt a kitty here from the Ames Animal Shelter. And our final kitties for today's show is going to be Higgins and Tribbiani. The one up here in the front with a beautiful blue collar is Tribbiani. These two are actually bonded siblings. More than likely they're brothers together. They originally came from a hoarding situation in the city of Kelly. We got an urgent plea from them to help out, and took these cats in, and several others. So these two have lived together for several years, actually their entire life is what we understand, but they were adopted for a few years. The family had a small child, and want to congratulate them on that. But unfortunately, the child started to show some allergies to the cats. So the doctor's recommendation was to remove the cats from the home. So they returned here to us, which is of course what we want to happen with any adoption. For whatever reason it doesn't work out, we've made a lifetime commitment to these guys. So we want to make sure that that someone's going to keep them in their home and care for them absolutely as long as they can. Now Tribbiani here has actually tested slightly positive for FIV. So again, that's the feline version of feline, so it's feline AIDS. It's a slightly positive, however, that's obviously still showing up in his blood. He's having a good time there meeting Rhubarb. Rhubarb's trying to stick his hand there through him to say hi to him. You know, they can live a very long life with that disease. We'd want someone to do some research. Again, these cats are bonded. Higgins there in the back has tested negative for FIV. So there is no, at this point, they get along. There hasn't been any fighting, which is a typical way that FIV is transmitted. So at this point, Higgins is negative. So you have a unique situation here with one cat that's testing positive, the other one that is negative. So again, Higgins and Tribbiani, they're about 5 years old, neutered males. They have all their vaccinations, including rabies, and are looking for their forever home, someplace where they can live out their lives together and not have to come back here in the shelter again. So that would be the goal with these two kitties. Well, that's our show for today. Hopefully you enjoyed meeting a little bit more cats. It's a little bit easier to do it there in their kennels. So hopefully the 6 cats that you met today, and we do have a 7th one that's at the vet getting some initial care today with them. So we have 7 cats in our adoption room, which again, here in June is kind of surprising. We've just had some amazing adoptions, and so many wonderful families have come in to adopt the pets here at the shelter that we are so thankful to have so many adoptions right now at the busiest time of the year for us. So to only have 7 cats, we ran a report and found that last year at the same time we had 44 cats. So to only have 7 right now is quite amazing. And thankfully, because all the wonderful adopters that come in and adopt the kitties here at the shelter, we've been able to open up some space for the Animal Rescue League in Des Moines. You may have seen on the news the horrific hoarding incident where a few hundred cats were picked up, quite a few of them that did not make it, from a home where clearly they were not spayed and neutered, were not cared for, they were not fed well, just horrific conditions that we've seen in the news. We were able to reach out to the Animal Rescue League and accept some cats in that were there at their shelter. So not the cats that were from that home. Those cats should be coming in the next day or so, and we're going to be getting 6 from them. So we'll almost double our cat population in our adoption room. So if you're interested in a kitty, come on down to the shelter. We also want to kind of steer people towards the Animal Rescue League of Iowa as well. They have a lot of cats right now. As does the Story County Animal Shelter and the Boone Area Humane Society. So please, spay and neuter your pets. When you're looking to adopt a kitty, get them from an animal shelter. If it's not here at the Ames Animal Shelter, there's so many wonderful agencies around that have just amazing animals. Make sure you go to one of those, adopt first. That's always our priority. So whether it's here with us or so many other shelters, adopt from the Ames Animal Shelter and save a life. So thank you for watching.